That's okay.
which I just did. Effectively. It always goes like that. Just put it up here. So basically, on a scale of 1 to 10?
10.
I would give it a 10.
Over 10.
10.
I mean, of
Over
course,
10.
there's like
Yeah.
there's
Six
like
of mine
some
is a 10.
technical
Yeah.
issues,
Yeah.
but once they get
Yeah.
ironed out, I think the game's fantastic.
Great.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. It really is. It's great.
It felt
Really,
like an
and-
adventure.
Yeah, that's,
Felt like an
that's
adventure?
the main
I
thing
shot
is
an adventure.
when you-
I kind of
Yeah,
like
I think
forgot that I was
especially if we're gonna get into
in
it.
like real time. Like I actually felt like we were kind of back in those days.
Let me ask a general question, very high altitude. If it veered more into sci-fi and future stuff, would that be interesting?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
That'd
so
be more my thing.
so even if it gets implausible, I mean, not to the point of aliens invading, but something
Ghosts.
far
Yeah.
ghosts.
Ghosts
Yeah.
would be cool.
Ghosts
Like,
would be
the
cool?
issue thing was
As
interesting.
long as you can
Yeah.
separate, you
Maybe
know,
you can
there's
have
clear
different
distinctions.
versions of the game.
Well, that's why I asked, because we're talking about different versions. We're talking about something that takes place during the Ice Age
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
woolly
yeah,
mammoths
that
out
would be
here.
good. That would be cool.
Yes.
Okay, and what about that appeals to you immediately? Since we don't know the story, are you imagining what AR, VR, augmented reality, or
Well, I also think that not everyone who comes here is a history fan.
right?
A lot of people
Yeah.
who come here come with their parents or family, and they're probably bored because history is just not their favorite thing to do. So if you had something that had the Ice Age,
Yeah.
mammoths, and all that stuff for them to kind of be like, okay, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Or the sci-fi.
It would be
Sci-fi.
a good way to appeal
Add
to
some
all
science.
audiences.
All audiences. Is it something you would recommend to friends?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And-
I'm gonna
I would
talk
come
about
back
this.
to play the
yeah.
rest of the game.
Really,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
And is it something? I'm sorry, I interrupted.
I'm like interested in seeing like. what
Yeah, I
they
want to see.
do.
all
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I wanna know
Yeah.
what
I
they
want
Yeah.
to play.
Yeah.
I want to come back.
Yeah. Is it something you would? I don't know if you're members of sororities or fraternities, but would you mention it back? Let's start
I
there.
would go back and tell the rest of my team.
Yeah,
to
I
come
would
up here on a weekend.
You would
and come
too?
play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
would
would.
be sure.
And if you could have something that, oh, you know what? I've got something at the end. Where is it? It's in my other briefcase. I'll go get it though.
Well, one thing I also
Yep.
really liked is that I've been here at Harper's Ferry numerous times with us on paths that I've never really been on.
Yeah.
Exactly
Really?
what I thought, too.
Yeah.
That's what you
Yeah,
thought
I went-
also?
I went places that I never have gone before,
Yeah.
and I've been here so many times, hiking and through the town, everywhere.
So
And I
you were
just-
on War Wounds. Did you go all the way up to the graveyard in Salakwood House?
No,
No, we
we
didn't
were
get that far.
wounds.
We went up to the church. It's so kind
Oh, to the church, right?
Yes, yeah. There, I guess there's.
War Wounds, we got stuck at the skeleton boat, but like she said, walking around and everything, you guys were looking for the thing with the S on at the time.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? So, and we were all walking around looking for it, and
Let me ask, what do you think a fair price for this would be if you're a general visitor, you come in first time free with your class, let's imagine, then you want to come back. What would you expect to pay for this? I mean, let's say something like the map was for sale and then you got the app free and with a code and you could dial in and
yeah,
get
for
the
the
code.
code for the app.
What would you think would be a price you would be willing, yeah.
And then
Yeah, but nicer than that, you know,
Yeah.
coupons and local stuff so that you
Yeah.
get discounts at lunch and
Maybe like 15.
Yeah, 10 to
something
15.
like that.
10 to
So
15.
10 to
Yeah.
15,
Like,
For the
Yeah.
whole thing, yeah.
or maybe 20 if you include something else at lunch or something with
Right.
it, or
10,
You
12, 15
you couldn't
bucks.
do like the purchase on the app and then if they brought the app and showed, then they
Yeah.
got their materials here.
Right.
Would that be?
Yeah, we talked about that method
Yeah.
also, that you get the app for free, then you do in-app purchases. Let's imagine you saw the AR figures. Let's imagine you could get a T-shirt at the shop and the AR figures would spring off it. And
Oh wow.
you like that, something like that? And what do you think what would you be willing to pay for something like that would have this weird human being standing in front of
like
you?
Harper's Ferry graphic kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
25 bucks, yeah.
25 bucks?
Is it for
25?
per person or like for a group?
Well, it could be per person. Let's say you played a character named Annie, and you liked her, and it was a shirt over there that had her AR figure on it, and you could get her with the hollow eyes and a hello.
Yeah.
ah."
Yeah, that's
You know?
25 bucks. Yeah, that'd be really cool. I would absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you could do it. You could do it like according to holidays too. Like when it gets closer to holidays, could you?
Yeah.
Or maybe yeah.
You mean like a Halloween
Yeah,
special, or
yeah.
like The Simpsons?
Really cool. Yeah.
I would love
I was
those
thinking about
aliens in The
like,
Simpsons.
Ice Age,
Yeah.
kind of do it
And
like
different things that
theme.
happened at different times
Yeah.
in the year, like special.
Different things at different times of year and themes, you said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you can make it its own world, basically.
Yeah. Its own world. And what if this system didn't stop here? What if you found out that some of the characters were having very different experiences over in Montpelier or over in Mount Vernon?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would
to see
go
those.
to a place like that where like I've never been before and play this game.
Yeah, and-
this would be a nice way to see. Like I've never been to Harper's Ferry before, but playing this game, like I would have gone places that I never would have gone.
Okay, so I'm kind of adding a lot of sugar to the milkshake, but let's imagine that you've got an app and it said, one person gets in free. Next time you go to Mount Vernon or the Spy Museum, or
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I would absolutely.
and then the character here, let's say it's John Blenheim, somebody like that, the ferryman. What if he had an adventure somewhere else up the river, the Potomac, and now he was at Mount Vernon?
Or even if
Yeah.
you
Oh,
had one of
absolutely.
the Civil War soldiers in a different battle. So like they were here, but they
Yeah,
fought
there
in
you go.
Gettysburg.
Well, that's exactly the next phase. But I'm just kind of curious. Would that be of
Yeah.
interest? Would
Oh,
that
yeah.
that would
Yeah,
trigger
that
your interest to go
At
there?
least,
Go
yeah,
out
because I
to
love
another
history, so
place,
that would be
yeah.
for me.
I'm telling you, once you get it ironed out here and get it going here, this will be a hit.
Yeah.
This will
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
every museum. I mean, you guys are going to
Every
be.
park's
This is
gonna
amazing.
do this.
Yeah, I loved it.
And then
Everybody's going to want this.
the kids, like, they're gonna be able to like retrace back to like their memory of like, oh, what did I learn at this place, and then
Right.
go to the next place, and that's gonna be really good in building their
Okay.
knowledge.
Let me ask subjects. We're talking about history, and I mentioned the Ice Age. What else do you think would be of interest? I mean, we can't. It's not like we can do rock stars here. We could go to Cincinnati and do the Cleveland rather. Geology.
I think geology would be a good.
Politics.
You could
Politics?
do, like, government or politics in Washington D.C.
Oh, that would be
People go around.
Okay.
Oh, that would be
Or
really
people
cool.
that are connected to the area, right? Like, sort of.
How far would you drive? I mean, let's say you arrive here in Harper's Ferry. You and your family have gone through for 2 hours, and it says you can drive 2 more hours to go somewhere else. Would you go in one day, or would you plan another
No,
day?
I plan another day.
Probably
No,
another
definitely,
day.
yeah.
Another day
On the weekend.
on the
One
weekend.
thing I think that might be interesting too, I'm not sure as far as the characters, maybe even going through as like a real historical character. You know what I mean? Like in Monticello as Thomas Jefferson, some sort of maybe little story
Did
like
you get
that.
those?
I can't find them. Do you want me to text or?
Yeah,
email them?
we gotta. So in other words, the premise of your question is that
Yeah.
these are all invented characters.
Yeah, maybe even go through as John Brown through here, a day or two before the raids, prepare for the raids. You know what
Well-
I mean? I don't know. That might be
Well,
fun.
With ours, one of our characters was
I've got to bite my tongue here, but yeah, sorry.
Yeah, one of our characters was John Brown.
Right.
And then
okay.
aren't they all really real characters?
I can't tell you. It is.
I think they are.
So they are real, okay.
Are they
Excuse me.
based off?
No. They made well.
Because I was trying to think about that Annie girl. I was like,
And what'd you think?
I think she's real.
Okay, hands up. I think Annie's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Annie's an invention, and you should be ashamed of yourself. She's a Disney ripoff. Hands up.
Really? That was the one I didn't know. I was like, Andy, who is this Annie? That's actually what I put on here. I was like, I know some of the other
My thoughts, like when she came up to, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
so she's obviously real, but like, is it like a ghost? Like, is it a myth too that maybe she's actually a ghost too? Then I was like, ooh.
Okay. Okay. How many other characters did you have that response to? That you wanted to know more
Like
about?
the
The,
stranger.
the Shadow Man, or
Yeah, the Shadow Man.
Shadow
yeah.
Man.
There's a guy waiting in the shadows.
We
I
had
was
that
like,
too. It was fun.
Was that okay? On a scale of 1 to 10, was it creepy? 1 being
No, I thought it was intriguing.
yeah.
intriguing. Okay,
Intriguing.
that's really
Makes you
interesting.
Makes you want to stop and figure it out.
All right, that's interesting because the younger you get, the creepier it gets, and
Yeah.
more frightening it gets. So some of the 4th graders are actually kind of scared of the Shadow Man. But then again, they played with
Maybe
him.
if you
Students
was,
would be. Yeah, younger people that.
But at your age, it's more like intrigue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, maybe for you could do different versions. Well, yeah, different versions for different ages. Or
Let me ask. It's sort of a big reach, but is this the kind of thing that would pique your interest in learning more about Harper's Ferry? Like you now are kind of like curious to know a little more,
like I'm gonna.
even
do
though you're
more
history
stuff.
majors and you're like in college. I mean,
Yeah.
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 I felt that way, 100%. No bullshit. Hands up.
Yeah.
I felt that way 75%.
Oh
No,
yeah.
no, no,
Wait,
totally.
about what?
Wait, yeah.
I felt like I wanted to know more about
Oh,
Harper's
yeah,
Ferry.
yeah.
No bullshit. I'm not just.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
seriously.
But we're all history.
And like I said, I've been here.
Have
We
you
don't
been
want
drive past here to get home
Oh,
from
it's my
school?
first time here.
How about
I
you?
live
don't
right
like
across
this.
the river in from Virginia, so.
Me too.
So
I'm
you've been
like
here a
all the time.
million times. Well, let's get it.
Not a million,
Let's
but-
get it accurate. Like once a year, twice a year,
Oh, probably like 4 or 5 times a year.
4 or 5 times a
Yeah, 'cause I
year.
like to hike the.
Yeah.
Me too. That's
We
So
come-
since what? Like the age of
Sometimes I
5,
like that way,
10?
sometimes I like this way.
I've lived here in Loudoun County almost 10 years.
So we're saying 15 times at least, 20
Oh, yeah.
more.
I used to.
And this is the
travel
fir-
when I lived in Ashburn, even so. I drove out here like, yeah. I mean, like, I'm saying that like this place naturally kind of draws people out here.
Right.
I think it's so beautiful, and if you have something like this, people are gonna, it's gonna make it even more interesting.
So you've been here, both of you. Let's average it out to 15, maybe 20 times in your lifetime.
Oh, more than that.
More than that.
Yeah.
And this is the first time that what?
That I have seen certain spots,
Yeah. Me too.
like
And-
walking behind these buildings.
Is it the first? How about the encounter with these characters?
Oh, first time for the characters, too.
So out of 15 or 20 times, this is the first time you've met Joseph
Or Annie.
or Annie or the Shadow Man
Oh, yeah.
or any of the other figures in
Other
this.
than John Brown,
Yeah,
yes.
Other than John Brown, he's the takeaway guy that everybody knows about, right? John Brown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would like to play that game.
Are these the reveals,
Are the reveals,
Leslie?
yes.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Annie is based on a real
I knew it. I wanted to read it. Yes.
Yeah, and you know what?
Annie is a based on a real girl.
So what I should do is before your bus gets here, I should go get the cards. Don't you think?
Bring the cards.
They're in the car. They're in the computer bag.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,